Hi guys, it's Tracy from Nova Scotia Living. Let me turn you around here for a second. It's Tracy from Nova Scotia Living, and today is Friday. It's hotter than the hinges of hell out there, for me anyways. And I was going to try to do a video of, you know, kind of like a day in the life, spinning into town, doing some stuff, but it's just been bonkers of a day. So I'm just going to make a supper time. It's early. It's only, what time is it? 1:45. I'm going to try to use up some of the leftover stuff in my fridge and make Tater Tot Casserole. I only ever make this maybe twice a year. It's good. The kids eat it, but it's really not that good for you. But I have leftover sour cream. I have leftover cheese. I have that leftover onion. I have a package of hamburger in there that the best before date was yesterday, but it's perfectly fine. I want to use it up. And we've been barbecuing steady for the past couple of weeks, so I thought something different than barbecued hamburgers or goulash. I'll make some tater tot casserole. So all I had to buy today was some tater tots. Let me see here. Well, tasty taters. This is what we get in Nova Scotia, at least in the stores that I have. They're not great big bags, but I'm going to do two because I'm thinking I'll put one in the freezer, like a freezer meal. And I'll have it for a couple of months. If I wrap it up good and tight and put a big Ziploc bag over top of it, it's good for a couple of 2 to 3 months. And I'll have it, just like those chicken wrapper pies I have in there. So before I start browning the hamburger and everything, I'm going to do these taters in the oven. You can do them, you don't have to cook them ahead of time. I've done it, just frozen, put them on the thing and baked them in the oven with the casserole. But I like them better. My family likes them better when they're already cooked and you put it on. And then you just need to bake the casserole until the cheese melts. So I'm going to follow these directions. That's just shows you how often I make these. Hardly ever. Let me see here. 450 for 20 to 25 minutes. Turn halfway through. So I'll bring you back when those are done. Alright. The tater tots are done. So I'm going to clear the stove. It's 2:40. And we're going to start on the hamburger. Alright guys, I'm just sticking you in my crock again. I'll have to take a picture one of these days so you can see where your first class seat is in my kitchen. Let me get you situated here. Alright, it's 2:42. One of my girls that go to day camp, Miss Messiah, little mama, didn't go today because she wasn't feeling the greatest. But Miss Manley's there, and she gets off at 4 o'clock. But my husband's done work for the summer, so he had to go get a tire changed on his truck. And fingers crossed, guys, he remembers to pick her up at 4 o'clock and do a bit of grocery shopping. I might film a grocery haul if he gets back when I still have enough energy. So I'm going to end up frying up 2 packs of hamburger. I should do it in 2 separate pans, but I'm too lazy to wash 2 separate pans. So I'm just going to do it this way. So that's 2 big A packs of hamburger. What grade is it? I don't know if it's lean ground beef. 1 pack was, oh, I can't even see it now. Well, I don't know what the other one was. One was $8.70. The other one's probably around that. I gotta get a wooden thing. Hopefully you guys don't fall again like you did before on my other video. There. I gotta get something a little more sturdy. And I just want to break up the hamburger. Yeah, that's for supper, babe. So yeah, it's supposed to be a little rainy today. It's not raining yet. I had some clothes out on the line and I got them out and in before it started raining, so that's a good thing. I still got laundry to wash, but that's what my drying racks are for. I use my drying racks. I know you guys have seen them if you watch my old videos. I have drying racks around the house. I dry, you know, like for every 3 loads of laundry I wash, I'll use the dryer once. The rest of the stuff I put on drying racks, like the big things go on drying racks. Socks and underwear and baby clothes or toddler clothes go in the dryer. But I don't use the dryer all the time. Yeah, this is up on high. This is going to take a while to start sizzling, so when it starts sizzling, I'll bring it back. right, at least it's sizzling now. Now, I just want to say, this can be a freezer meal. You'd cook it pretty much all so it's all done. And then, well, you'll see when I add cheese on top. But before you put it in the oven with the cheese, you let it cool and freeze it up like that. This can be one of those leftover meals, too. If you had leftover mushrooms or tomatoes or carrots, any kind of vegetable, you can throw that right in here, too. Or at least I do. Not everybody does, but I do. It would be delicious. And I'm making a lot. I see I had a few stalks of celery left. I'm going to do that. And I'm going to cook that up. I'm going to add it right here to the hamburger. Just like I'm going to the onions. I'm not one of those fancy chefs. I'm not a chef at all, actually. I am just a mom with a big family. So, I'm not the greatest chopper of vegetables. I can chop them, but not like that fancy stuff that trained professionals do. I wish I could, maybe someday. Before I pass on to the next life, I'll be a professional. So, yeah, I'm going to use up some celery. It's going to soften up in this pan with this meat. I haven't added any spice to this hamburger. Not yet. I'm going to, though. And again, spices are such an essential part of a meal. You can make this a Cajun tater tot casserole. You can make it just straight up salt and pepper and, you know, the sauce and stuff like that. Do what you like. Do what your family likes. I'm going to add a little bit of this, a little bit of that to it. But right now, I'm just going to cut that celery up nice and small. And I'll do the same to the onion. So, I'll bring it back when this is all ready to be added to the mixture that I call supper. Alright, I chopped that up and we're about to add it to the meat. The meat's not quite done, but the vegetables will sweat out with the rest of the meat as it cooks. I do got some more yellow onions in there, but I'm just trying to use up what I have. Now, I have that leftover cheese. Can you see? There. But I have a full other pack, too, and I have it in the fridge. So, yeah, we bought it, but I didn't buy it for this specific meal. We've had it. So, the only thing I had to buy for this meal was the package of tater tots, or a couple packages of tater tots. So, that's not too shabby. If I get a freezer meal out of it and a supper tonight, I have stuff in there to make a salad, so a salad and a nice helping of this. Yeah, it's an occasional treat. It really is. I hardly ever make this. I'm not the biggest fan of tater tots myself, but the kids like them. So, I'm going to do what feeds my family. Here's the onions and celery, and I'm just dropping it, of course, on the other burner. We'll put it in there. Oh, somebody's here. Just a minute. This house is never boring. Alright, the person that came to the door was looking for a vehicle to be towed. A big old tow truck. They had our address, but the wrong person. I don't know. They're looking for some caliber. So, okay, you guys go to the kitchen. So, I sent him on his merry way. But this meat is pretty much done. I'm going to let this this sit for a little while because it's only 2:58 now. So these vegetables will soften. I just have it on low. I haven't added any spices, so that's what I'll do now before I sign off for a few minutes. Let me see here. What should I add today? Well, we need my go-tos for just about anything is onion powder and garlic powder. And I'm not stingy on it either. I like lots. My family likes lots. That's what we do. Here's the garlic powder. And this kind of meal, this isn't really so much of a tutorial. I want to show you what I do. Do what your family likes, what you like to do, how you cook it. I'm going to add a little bit of salt. I'll put about a tablespoon in my hand. And we got to have some black pepper. We do like our pepper. Oh yes, we do. I think I'm going to put some of my canned, I have some red onion in here, but I'm going to get some of my salted green onions from my fridge. I think that would be good. Those are really powerful, guys. If you've never made them or never had them, you don't need very much to add a big punch to your meal. Let me see. Oh, here it is. I found it. These are salted green onions. Home preserved. They were sealed, but they're not sealed now, so I keep them in the fridge, but they'll still last for months and months and months and months and months and months. So these are kind of salty too, so I certainly won't add any more salt to this. But add that to a soup or a chili or any kind of casserole, and boy, it packs a punch. So I'm just going to let this stuff simmer on low for a little while, and about, well, I'll wait till about 3:30. So then I'll assemble the casseroles. I'll bake them for a little while, and that way I'll still let them sit for a little while before we eat, because casseroles are always better when you let them sit a while. They're even better the next day, I find. It gives a chance for all the seasoning and things to settle and really marry each other. So that's what I'm going to do. This looks good though, guys. It looks good. Let me know how you make this. I never knew about this kind of casserole till about 3 years ago. I never heard of Tater Tot Casserole. Never in my whole life. But I seen it on YouTube. Somebody made it, and I'm like, I didn't ever really eat tater tots before. And it's just like French fries or hash browns. It's that kind of texture. But when I made it, the kids liked it. The family liked it. And yeah, it's heavy though. It's heavy. It's rich. And that's why I only make it, I swear to goodness, maybe twice a year. Maybe. But that's what I'm going to do. So I'll bring you back in about a half hour, and then we'll keep on trucking. Alright, my house is a circus, but it's nothing new to my regular viewers or friends that stop by while I make some supper. It's 3:35, so we're going to start doing this. Okay, Maze and Misha, zip it, lock it, and put it in your pocket. Anyways, I strained this meat, and I opened two cans of cream of mushroom soup, but I did cook 2 pans of hamburger. And this, it's hard to tell by the camera, this is a big frying pan. It's not a regular frying pan, it's a big frying pan, and it's full. So, I opened 2 cans of cream of mushroom soup. And like I said, guys, this is not a healthy meal. It's a very occasional meal. It's tasty, and you're going to like it, but it's not on your regular weekly menu, if you know what I'm saying. Or, well, it's not good for you if you do. It's good for your soul. It's good for your heart. Makes you smile. Makes you have a nap. But you know what I mean. Ooh, I'm making a mess. Got carried away. So, I had this on between a 2 and a 3 right now. While I let this sit for a half hour, I put a cover on just to let the vegetables sweat a little bit more, and then I strained it, but the juices, you know, like the meat and everything kind of jived together. This is still pretty dry. Now, this is a package of sour cream. You see that? Sour cream. Or creme sure in French. I am not French, so I probably sound funny when I try to pronounce French things. But I'm putting in a container of sour cream. Yes, I am. But I'm making 2 big, those big silver pans. I don't ever use paper plates. I don't ever use paper cups. But I do use those tin foil or those foil pans for my freezer meals. And that's what I'm doing today. And sour cream is top notch in my book. I use it for a lot of things. I put it in my corn chowder. I put it in well, anything that you want to make a little creamy or silky. You know, it really, really kicks it up a notch. I never ever cooked with this a couple of years ago. A lady I was working with one year, just a couple of years ago, I worked at a group home, and the other staff person I was working with, she put sour cream. Like, I just never ate sour cream growing up. Maybe that was a good thing, but now that I've tasted it, I love it because it really kicks things up. But she made oven potato wedges, which I make, and I'll show you guys someday. And had some sour cream on the side. It was so good. And I always wondered, why do people put sour cream with baked potatoes? Now I know. It is so good. But anyways, so I put the heat up between 5 and 6 now because I want this to get warm through. I don't need anything cooked, really. Everything's all cooked. But maize, I just want to get it warmed up. So I'll bring you back when that starts bubbling. Alright guys, I'm having a hard time getting this this meal together, but I'm just going to wing it. So, everybody seems to have a chip on their shoulder today, but everybody has days like that. So, you go take that out to Misha. You guys can share it. Get going. Get going. So what I'm going to do, yeah, take it out to Miss Misha. She'll open it and you guys can share it.
I don't know.
Well then get Marquise to open it, please. Okay, I'm just going to keep on forging through, guys. So, I'd probably be best just to pick it up and dump it. Half here, half here. And though it is not good for you, it is a good meal in the sense that I know what I put into this. If not the most nutritious things. It's made with love. And if anything, to keep a mother's sanity sometimes. Don't get me wrong, guys, I'm fine, but you know, have some days your kids, you stay-at-home moms or stay-at-home dads, I know you both work super hard. There's just days where kids seem to be very vocal. So, let me get the hash browns, tater tots out of the oven. Alright, they're not very warm now, but that's fine. Because I'm going to take them out of I just put them in the oven so the kids don't keep snacking on them. Oops. So I'm just going to preheat it for 350. Not a big deal. I forgot to grab one of my gloves. I got to get one of those. And then we'll put it all together. I just need one. Whoa. Okay, so the hamburger's in there with the soup and the sour cream. I can't help it, but I need to put some more black pepper. We're a big pepper family. And then I could put a little layer of cheese. I got more cheese in the fridge if I need to grate some more. Which I might, but. And really, you only need one little scoop of this for a meal because it's so rich, it fills you up. And have either a salad or some veggies on the side. Or, I mean, you could just eat it just like this, but you need to have some greens up in there. Now, let's see if I can do this properly. Now I see some people's videos, they have it all lined up just perfectly, but I like it all chunky, chunky monkey, you know what I mean? Like, it's on top, that's all that matters. It doesn't have to be uniform. Do what you want to do, but I like it bumpy. Yeah, just like the rural Nova Scotia. So, there. Now, if you had a whole bunch of different kind of cheeses, you could do a combination, but this is what I have and this is what I'm using. Remember guys, this stuff is all cooked, and you could eat it just like this, you could, but you'll want to just stick it in the oven for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, depending on, well, probably more like 15 to 20 minutes. Just keep an eye on the cheese, you don't want it to burn. It's okay if it browns a bit, but just so everything gets warmed through. And then I'll shut the oven off when it gets the color I want. I'll shut the oven off and leave it in the oven until it's time to serve. So this will be done, well, this will be done just at supper time. Where's my phone? I'll see what time it is. It's crazy how much you use your phone for these days, or I do. It's 4 o'clock right on the nose. So I'll give this a half hour to bake. It won't be that long, but just I'm going to keep an eye on it. While I'm keeping an eye on it, I'll straighten up my kitchen, get these dishes in the washed up, and yeah, I think I'm going to put a little more cheese on it. I know it looks like I'm using a lot, which I am, but if I'm going to make it, I'm going to make it, and I'm going to make it good. So let me grate some more cheese. Okay, and I did another big brick of cheese. I'm not going to use it all. Whoop. But I want every tater tot covered. So this is going to like fall down in between the cracks and everything, but when you let it sit, it's okay, I'm just videoing. When we let it sit for a bit, it'll all like seal together. It's going to be so good. So, and I just have the oven preheating at 350 like you've seen. And I'm not going to cover it or anything, but there, I think that's good. So I'm just going to push it down a little bit so it's all nice and sealed. I have these tin pans on top of cookie sheets just in case it bubbles over. Yeah, and I'm going to keep an eye on it. I'll set the timer for about 15 minutes first, and I'll see what it looks like after that. Alright, this is 15 minutes. The buzzer just went off. I'm going to stick them back in. I'm going to turn the pans around so this will be in the back and the back will be in the front, and put them in for another 10 minutes. I just wanted to get a little more golden. If I had some Parmesan cheese, I would have added that to it too. Like any kind of cheese that you have, it would be delicious on this, honestly. If it's going to be good and nasty, you might as well go all the way, if you know what I'm saying. So I'll check you back in 10 minutes. Alright, it's been 10 minutes later. It's only 4:40. I'm going to let this sit for at least a half hour because this is piping hot. You would totally burn your mouth if you were to eat this now. It looks good. Some of the soup and the sour cream has come up to the top and the cheese has gone back down. It's browned a little bit, not too bad. I should have taken before pictures of this. Dang it, I forgot. Oh well, I'll take pictures of this so that you'll see what it is. And when I cut it, I don't know whether it's going to be set up perfectly then, because the longer you let it sit, you know, the longer it'll solidify, if you know what I'm saying, so it'll stay all together in layers like it's supposed to be. But either way, eat it when it's a slop or eat it when it's a square, it's still delicious. So I'll bring you back when it's time to cut this bad boy open. Alright guys, the kids are hungry. It's only been about 20 minutes, but I'm going to cut it up now and see what we got. So, still can't find my good flipper, so I'm going to use this little rinky-dink one. And like I say, the longer you let this sit, the better it's going to sit up. So this might be kind of runny. You can hear the kids yanging. I don't know if you can hear them, but I certainly do. Go on out, you guys. Go on out. Go on out. Go play. Go play. Supper will be ready soon. Let me grab a plate, guys. No, leave that there, baby. Oh, kids are running here, there, and everywhere. They really are. I'm not joking when I say that, guys. I'm really not. I got 8 kids running around this house. So, let's try this. Yeah, so tonight, after everybody's probably had their food, it'll be sitting up right. Oh, it's raining out now? It smells good, guys. It looks messy, but it smells good. I'll get you guys off my crock so you can see. So let me flip the viewer around here. So there's the dish. I'll take pictures with my camera so you can see a better shot. And you see how it's a little soupy down there at the bottom. It's not deep. It's not a whole bunch of liquid. It's just a little. Just a little. I can't tell with this viewer because it always looks fuzzy, so I don't know if it's clear or not. But yeah, it's kind of staying up. But yeah, that's what we're having for supper. Throw a couple vegetables or a side salad if you wanted to, and that works. So, thanks for joining us today. Yeah, please like, share, and subscribe. And remember, peace, love, and happiness. Bye. Okay, let's do this again. Miss Misha seems to have a little something out of joint, so have a taste, Saya. Do you like it? So is it thumbs up or thumbs down? Thumbs up. Okay. Well, there you have it, guys. All right, now we're signing off.